You want to tell them?
Should I?
I'll tell them.
After she asked me if I could tell you all,
Ladies
if I wanted to
first.
tell y'all.
Ladies first.
What's up, everybody?
Hi.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another video. We've got a special topic today. My name is Rod.
And I'm Flo.
And you're watching Meet the Givens.
Hey.
For the people who have been tuning in for the past couple videos, we thank you so much. To the people who are new, welcome. We have been a little delayed on the posting.
Yeah.
School, you know, work, those type of things.
Yeah, but we are so excited. We have so much content that we've been like working up, thinking of, drafting, and we are so excited to bring it to you guys.
Yeah. So today is gonna be a pretty fun topic today. Would you like to introduce it?
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about the 5 tips. I don't think they're ready.
Are they? I don't know.
I don't know. We have thought of the 5 tips.
The top 5 tips.
Top
Top
5 tips that we think are best for finding the one on dating sites.
So yeah. So and these are like we said, these are our opinions based off of our experiences that we formulated. So I mean, you can formulate your own opinion as well on what you think may be good. If you have any other tips or ideas for the dating apps, you can leave them in the comments below. We definitely love to hear them.
Yeah. And if you guys don't agree with what we said, we'd love to hear them, your thoughts, your opinions. And while you guys are at it, like, subscribe, follow us, hit the subscribe button on YouTube and for more content. Okay, so before we start going over the top 5 tips, I just wanted to say stay tuned to the very end because we have a bonus tip that's gonna guarantee you meet the one on dating sites.
Okay, so let's get right into it, right? Tip number 1, know your intentions.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and elaborate on that. So when getting on these dating apps, you kind of want to know your intentions before getting into this. You know, whatever it is that you're looking for, know that's what you're looking for. Don't settle for anything less than that. You know, if you're looking to date someone, to potentially, you know, be a lifelong partner, you know, look for that type of person. I wouldn't look for the person you see on there who says, you know, just in town for a couple days or for a month, or, you know, the person on there who you may notice as a big time partier. It doesn't look like doesn't look like they're slowing down anytime. You can kind of make your own judgments off of that, but I mean, know your intentions when kind of picking someone on these dating apps or choosing who you communicate with. Yeah,
to like add to that, like I think knowing who you are, what you need in a partner before you start the dating apps is very important because one, you don't want to lead somebody on if you're not serious. And then 2, vice versa, you don't want to be the one led on because it's very easy to kind of like lose sight of what you want when you start dating and you meet somebody new and they're cute and you're cute and you're getting to do all these fun stuff. Because I know early on in like dating for me, sometimes I would get like a cloud vision because I would start thinking about all the fun new feelings when you meet somebody, and then once all those fun new feelings kind of fade out, you kind of look at yourself and you're like, I lost sight of my intentions. So and 2, like with that, I don't think it's wrong to kind of state your intentions early on. I knew what I was looking for when we went on our first date, and on our first date I was like, what are we doing? I didn't have a lot of time because of school and where I was in my life, and I didn't want to, I was tired of having my time wasted. So yeah.
Yeah. And to add to that, you know, just to give an example, our intentions, you know, when we were getting on these dating apps, we knew exactly what the goal was. We knew that we were looking for a relationship. We knew that we were looking for this relationship to go somewhere. It wasn't just like a we're just talking type of thing, or you know, just hanging out. No, we knew that, you know, we wanted to start dating. We knew that we wanted to start end up in a relationship. We wanted to soon progress to engagement, meeting each other's families, doing all of that fun stuff. So like, you definitely need to know your intentions, because you don't want to be out here wasting your time.
Wasting somebody else's time.
Exactly, because time is precious. It's all we have. It's the most important thing we have. So don't waste your time. Know your intentions. It'll kind of guide you a lot better when trying to find someone.
Yeah, and too, like, we met during the pandemic, so we kind of had to be very intentional with like how we went on dates, where we went on dates, just because we had family and friends, so we didn't know each other, and I didn't know how he was moving if we weren't together. He didn't know how I was moving if we were together. So we kind of had to be very intentional, and I think that kind of drew us closer, because the dates that we had early on were they were meaningful. They weren't just like Netflix and chill. They were they were very like meaningful dates, and there was thought put into them, and time put into, like, carved out to spend time with each other. We were very intentional with meeting, from dates to talking.
True.
So yeah,
so that was tip number 1. Now on to tip number 2.
So tip number 2 is you attract what you put out. And I think that speaks volumes, because on dating sites, the first thing you're swiping left and right on your first impression on somebody. And I think for us, Hinge was a very good like segue into us meeting, because with a Hinge profile, you kind of have to put a little bit more effort, I think, than other profiles. So with that, like, you can kind of express more than just a picture on Hinge. And so with that, like, if you are on some of the other ones that are more like physical, you're gonna attract what you put out. If you're kind of looking for somebody who's a little bit more serious, a little bit more older, who's like not going out and not wanting to have that scene, and you're kind of putting out pictures that like you like to go out, or like not even going out, like if you're somebody who doesn't really like hiking and you're posting pictures of you being outdoors and hiking, and someone sees that and they're like, oh wow, like they're a hiker, and they swipe right on you because you're a hiker, and that's not who you are. You're not attracting the type of person you're looking for.
To add on to that, you attract what you put out. I mean, appearance, what you're putting out as far as your photos go. You know, you don't want to be like the person who's being the most revealing person, or you're a person who's maybe being flashy, materialistic on there, because I mean, you're going to attract, you know, the people who may just be into you because of those type of things, and you want to find someone who is, you know, genuinely into you because of the person that you are on the inside and out. So I would say definitely be cautious of what you're putting out as far as in your photos, for sure, because you just attract what you put out. Yeah. Simple as that.
Yeah. For example, his Rod's profile picture was like a picture of him golfing. And so I saw that and I was like, oh, I don't golf, but like he does like something. I'm a person who like really likes like trying new things. I love being outdoors. I love the sun. And for me, I just met a lot of people who don't really like being outside, or don't like the sun, or they're like, oh, I'm gonna get dark from outside, and I'm like, who cares? So I saw that and I didn't register it at the time, but that's something like we both share. Like we both love being outside, and so I think that kind of attracted us, and vice versa. On my profile, I had a lot of pictures of me going out looking cute, because if I'm not like out with my friends or doing something fun, I'm in the book studying, and I don't look cute. So I didn't have pictures like that. So when Rod met me, he thought I was the type of girl that like, or type who went out a lot, and like that's what I was gonna be doing. And so when he like realized like I'd rather stay home on a Friday night, it's just different. So
yeah, because I mean I'm not the type of person who's going out a lot. I mean, if I go out, my definition of going out is going to a nice restaurant, or maybe checking out an art museum, something like that, some type of attraction like that, or like I said, going out to eat. I love fine dining, so those are my like definitions of going out. I'm not a club person. Yeah. I'm not a lounge person. That's not my scene. So when I had met her and found out that that wasn't really her scene, she just went. Her friends were going. She's here by herself. And all of our family is back in another state. I completely understood that. So, I mean, if that is the case, if you happen to find someone whose, pictures kind of illustrate that they go out a lot, maybe, communicate with them through messaging, just saying, hey, are you the type of person who goes out a lot? And kind of find out that way. Because there are some hidden gems that, I found one. That they may not actually go out, but their photos kind of illustrate them going out.
Yeah. And going out isn't like a problem. Like if you are someone who likes to go out and you might meet someone else who likes to go out, that's fine. But it's just, we're just trying to say a lot comes from pictures.
Exactly. And you want to, if you go out, that's perfectly fine. Like that's not an issue. If you go out, and the issue is you might want to find someone else who enjoys going out a lot, the same amount as you, because you don't want to be the one, who wants to go out later on in the relationship, but the other person isn't that much of a person who likes to go out. It could kind of, create a little tension there. So just know that you attract what you put out.
Perfect. So now we'll move on to tip number 3.
Number three. Tip number 3, know how to filter. You want to take that one?
Yeah, so as you're flipping through, you have your pictures, you looking cute, you doing all your things. It kind of, when you see people who like look really good, you might start swiping right on them and not reading their profile or getting to know them more. And if you're someone who's looking for someone serious, you kind of have to put on some blinders, because especially girls, I don't know about the guys, you could talk about the guys, but girls, as soon as you get on those dating sites, you're gonna get the, hey beautiful, you look good, what are you trying to do, Netflix and chill. You'll start getting all these messages, and it'll make you feel good, and you'll kind of lose sight of what we said in 1 and 2 on why you got on these dating sites. So finding that like fine balance between like filtering the type of person you're looking for and knowing your intentions is just kind of a fine line you kind of have to walk, because you don't want to be so close-minded that you're blocking your blessings, and we've all blocked blessings at some point. So kind of finding the balance between getting to know people, or Rod can talk about this, or just leaving people on red.
Yeah. So from, I guess, like just to kind of give you from a guy standpoint, fellas, when you're looking for that special woman on there, I mean, we're all guilty of this, where we may see someone who looks cute, pretty, beautiful, gorgeous woman on there. We just get in the habit of just like looking first and then swiping, and not even kind of going over their profile, not even reading their interest, what they like to do, what they're into, their careers, their goals, things like that. We just swipe right and start messaging. You kind of want to filter out, just to kind of save you some time. Make sure their goals align with you, their interests align with you, those type of things, so that you can save yourself some time and possibly some heartache as well. So you definitely want to learn how to filter. It's going to be an important key on these dating apps.
Yeah.
And definitely also to take notice of the ones who, like she said, I was the type of person who I wasn't quite prompt on these dating apps. I wasn't urgent at all. I would take a long time to respond. Thank goodness I didn't take too long to respond to her, but I would take between about an hour, 2 hours, maybe even a day to respond back to someone. I'm very guilty of that, but I'm also just a bad messenger or a texter. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be noticing and taking notice of those who take so long to respond back to you, and also vice versa. Guys, you want to make sure you're urgent about responding back to someone if it's someone that you're interested in. So so definitely know how to filter. It's going to be very important during this process.
Yeah.
That was tip number 3. We getting to the end. By the way, we reached the middle of the video, so just want to kind of give a reminder. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. Would definitely help out a lot.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna continue to keep bringing you all some great content.
Yes, and then also comment if you guys like have topics you'd like to hear us talk about, or more stuff about dating apps, our lives. We'd love to bring that to you guys too. So let us know. Now we'll move on to tip number 4.
So tip number 4 is first impressions.
First impressions.
You definitely want to make a great first impression.
Yep.
Whether that be online, in person, either way, you want to make a first impression. You want to start out or should I?
I'll start out.
Okay, I'll let you.
So first impressions matter. I think sometimes we get so caught up in like putting our best foot forward. We're not always ourselves. So when you meet somebody, just be yourself and be confident and comfortable, and get to know them. Because if you're trying to be somebody that you're not, or put off this certain persona, by the 3rd date someone's gonna realize that's not you. And you might have invested so much time in getting to know somebody, and you're not even really being yourself, and it's not gonna work out because they might be looking for something different, or you're always gonna feel yourself trying to be somebody else. And I think why we worked so fast and so easily is like from day 1, like she
was herself from day 1.
What do you mean by that?
So, when I say she was herself, it was all good though. There was nothing wrong with that, because it gave me kind of like a insight firsthand, and knowing that this is going to be her from now all the way into the end. Because our first date, she showed up, she looked great, dressed. What's so funny? So she looked great, dressed phenomenal. She was beautiful. And I had told her, I was like, the one thing I noticed that like stood out was she didn't have on any makeup. And the previous dates I had been on, everyone wears makeup. And the way I look at it is what does someone look like at their point when they don't have on a full face of makeup, when they're makeupless, when they're first just waking up in the morning. Like, I want to be able to know that I can look at that person for the rest of my life, because as much as we don't like to admit it, we want to be attracted to the person. So the wonderful thing was when I first met her, she was beautiful without any makeup on. And I knew from that moment, I was like, wow, I can look at this person for the rest of my life if I had to. So
yeah, and with that too, like our first date, we were supposed to go hiking, and it was like, we'll have to do a separate YouTube video on this, but things got changed and we ended up going to get ice cream. And so I'm thinking it's like 100 plus outside, humid. That's not me. I'm not about to look cute and be sweaty with makeup on. I'm not. So for me, on the first date, when he like noticed that about me and like liked it, that made me feel more comfortable and confident in myself. And to just like with the intentions, like in first impressions. Like, I kind of told him what I was looking for. At first, like, I think he's the first guy I've ever done this with, and I was like scared, but like at the same time I was I was tired of just like not being on the same path or trying to follow the same path as somebody. So I kind of like let him know like, hey, what I was looking for, what my life looked for, because he'll tell you, being with somebody who is in the medical field pursuing a medical journey or just higher level education is difficult. It's hard on anybody, any relationship. And so I didn't want to waste his time. I didn't want to waste my time. So first impressions, I let him know what it was gonna be like, and he stayed. So
and it turns out, funny thing is, her schedule actually isn't that bad. It's like literally pretty easy going, except when she has exams coming up and things like that. But other than that, it's smooth sailing. So first impressions. Also to mention, during those first impressions, you can decide this. We'll let you be the judge on whether or not you pretty much you're straightforward when you first meet the person. You let them know, hey, I want a family, I want a house, I want cars, I want this, I want that, I want that, all of that, right? So,
but it depends. You gotta say a certain way.
She knew what she wanted, and she told me that, and I was down with that. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. And too, it was like, I was really scared to tell him, because like, first of all, I didn't say it like that. But I was really scared to like put it out there. But in my head, I was like, I'm either gonna put it out there and he's gonna accept it and want it, or he's gonna be like, okay, that's not gonna work for me. And then we didn't waste each other's times, So when I didn't say it like, I want this, but I was like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. And he was like, oh, cool, me too. And so it was just like, oh, I made a big deal of this conversation, and it wasn't a big deal because we work. So number 5, we reached tip number 5, guys. Yes. So tip number 5, once you have laid out your intentions, you've talked, you're feeling the person, everything's going good, you have lots of things in common,
you're going
set up the date.
Okay. She already spilled it out.
So tip number 5 is what?
You set up the date.
Yes.
The date. You set it up.
And guess what? With that, the setting of the date is crucial.
Very crucial.
Because it kind of ties into first impressions, being comfortable, knowing how to filter, all of that.
All of it. It's all in one big ball. All of it.
Yes. So the first day can like make or break it. Like that's just really what it is. Because the first day, like I said earlier, we went and got ice cream, which was like nice because if the date was going really good, ice cream could be a 20-minute date. Or ours ended up, I think we got there at like 4, and we literally turned around and it was like dark
12. And
they were like closing, and they were like, y'all gotta go. And we didn't even realize, like, we were just having so much fun, like getting to know each other, that it became a whole night thing. But vice versa, if the date hadn't been going good, we could have wrapped it up. Wrapped it up. We could have been like, hey, could have texted your girlfriends and been like, hey, I gotta get out of here. And they could have called you on some, hey, I emergency came up, and you could have been like, hey,
I could have just been like, yo, my mom's house is on fire, and I'm about to leave to go to Hawaii in the morning. I gotta go home and get some sleep.
My gosh.
That's what I could have told her.
Yes, so I am a huge proponent on like quick dates, because if you do a whole dinner, you might want to, an hour isn't bad, but a dinner is good, but an hour is, it's a commitment.
No dates over that hour and a half, 2
but
hours.
even too with dinner, it's a setting where it's, if you want to keep talking to somebody, you're gonna have to cut it off, because you can't be holding up people's tables. So
in other words, when picking these dates, these settings, try to pick somewhere that's, you know, can be a little bit more intimate to where you can get to know each other.
Yeah.
Don't pick like a loud setting to where you can't hear each other. Don't pick a club or anything like that, or a lounge that's kind of similar to a club. None of that. You know, get you somewhere that's, you know, nice. You know, the vibe is right.
You can get out easily if you need to.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable setting.
It's a setting with a lot of people around, so that you can feel comfortable, because
safety reasons.
Yeah, safety reasons.
And you know, just somewhere that you all can get to know each other on a personal level.
Yeah.
To start out with, and you know, and kind of enjoy each other's company at the same time. And like she said, somewhere that if needed, you know, you can get out of there if the date is going bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the main tip for number 5.
Yeah.
Is just the setting. Very crucial.
Yes.
Very crucial.
Yes. So if you guys made it this far, we must have been doing something right. Here is the bonus tip.
Bonus tip.
You want to tell them?
Should I?
I'll tell them.
After she asked me if I could tell you
Ladies
all, if I wanted to
first.
tell y'all.
Ladies first. Okay, so the bonus tip is be patient. Patience is key. Sometimes I got lucky. I downloaded Hinge. I met him literally the next day and deleted Hinge within a week. I got lucky, but sometimes it's not so lucky.
Not everyone is that lucky. So I was on Hinge, Bumble, for a minute, but at the same time, there was my, I guess I had my phases where I wasn't necessarily looking. I was just kind of on there because of boredom, trying to pass time, you know, creating conversation here and there, that type of thing. So I guess technically I was on there for about maybe like a year or two, you know, searching. Yeah. If something came about, then I would definitely entertain it. If it was just out of boredom, then I wouldn't waste my time. But during this specific time, I actually wasn't, it's funny, I actually wasn't looking. It's funny, things happen when you least expect it. I actually wasn't looking at the time. This is another case where I was just bored and I happened to be on Hinge. But she commented under my golf picture. She said the right things and it piqued my interest. So I was like, wow, let me go ahead and, you know, continue to spark this conversation up and see where it goes. So
and too, through like the dating apps, like even if you necessarily don't meet somebody right away or even meet somebody on there, you can learn so much through yourself. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with going on dates, going on a bunch of first dates, because through dating, you get to know what you like about a person, what you want out of a person, what you need, how you want to see your life in your future. And you don't even have to learn something about other people. You can honestly learn about interests that you find out on yourself, because the dating apps, I know there's like a friends section, you can meet friends. Just be patient and enjoy and learn and to love the experience, because now that I look back at my dating experiences, it's just so funny to like look at where I was then and how lost I was with like what I was looking for, what I needed in a partner. And we joke about this all the time. Like whenever before I met Rod, I made a list of like what I thought I needed in a partner, and like I look back at that now and like he checks literally all those boxes and more. And so learn those things about yourself through dating and meeting new people, and just like enjoy the journey.
Definitely enjoy the journey. Yeah. For sure. We thank you guys for tuning into this video. We thank you guys for watching all the way into the end. If you made it this far, once again, go ahead please and like, subscribe, and also share this video with others, because I mean, you know, as millennials and even younger generations come about, you know, dating is definitely getting harder and harder, and finding that special one is definitely getting hard. Like I'm telling you, it's getting very hard out here. It's only going to continue to get hard, especially with social media and everything else going on in the world. definitely continue to share the video, and also to share any of your maybe thoughts and
dating
opinions.
tips or advices that we didn't think of or have
please,
experience with. We'd love to see
definitely put them in the comments. We love to engage with you all. And that's it for today's video. I mean, like I said, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see y'all next time.